Recording. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. Oh, I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of... Oh, right, that's not the voice I was doing. Oh, Jesus. Don't tell me she's... Why would she do that? Why would she... I don't know who to suspect. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina! Oh, fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. Don't tell me she's gonna be a surprise witness. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that. So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end? Oh, it's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. Yeah, she is... Just believe in the innocent. She's not a killer. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Well, fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to you, laddies. My name is Jacksepticeye. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo? Top of the morning to you, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attack of the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Yeah, I woke up early. Also, the second worm. No, wait. The second mouse gets the cheese. Here, Max, I bought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my. Thanks. This guy drinks milk. How much? Drink your milk, kids. Get strong bones so you can fly like Max. So how are you today, Wright? Actually, don't you need hollow bones to be able to fly? Well, I got the feeling that today I'm gonna face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Dude, spoilers. Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. I already couldn't press... This fucker, you almost cost me my job! What are you gonna do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today, we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth, so no pressing. You're right, but it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure that Regina washes? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. There is no God, Regina. Gotta tear that bandage off now. He's on r/atheism. You know, oh man, I can't, my father is dead, but I know he's in a better place. There is no God! Cringe! Religious believer. Cringe religion. Ha. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. I mean, isn't that the only kind of witness? I mean, I guess there's like a witness who will testify about it through hearsay. I heard from another guy who says he saw the killing. One day, ones that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. Last night I watched the Bill Cipher vs. Discord death battle. So good. Don't want to spoil any of it. You watch it yourself. On explanations, the prosecution will prevent if the need so arises. In fact, my detectives stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. No cross-examination. Name and occupation. Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. Wait, did he say that, or did Von Karma say that? I don't give a fuck. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica, but I only saw him from behind. But that's who it looked like. It was the bust, and the bust was the murder weapon. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the skies that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with the cross-examination. Okay, let's see. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose... Okay, but just to make sure... You said that you were resting in bed. One with us assumed that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Sometimes! What do you do most of the times? Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Around that time, I heard a large thump from outside the window. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Press and echo doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradicting what he just said. What? What did he say? Let me. I want to find a large thump. 3rd floor. Resting in bed. Still able to hear a sound. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. Let's see some evidence. My source is that I made it the fuck up. The snow? No. Contradiction. Come on. The paper. Okay, I don't think. Nope. Okay, I'll just press him on the other stuff. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Till I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Are you sure it was a human being? Could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure, or a bust! Well, set aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. He is under oath, testified to the truth and only the truth, just as if we was there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, that just strengthened his testimony. Wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. I think it could have been the bust. Damn it. Evidence isn't relevant yet. Okay. So blah 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 blah. Nothing wrong. Right. Max Galactica. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. Those birds just teleport. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. Okay. Maybe I should have saved. It wasn't Max, it was the bust! Duh! I thought I was dreaming. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow! Objection. Sustained. Don't sustain that! So one of those three statements is a lie. Except maybe this one. Wait. Okay. So. Large thump. Saw someone flying. It was Max Galactica. One of these is a contradiction. And the bust isn't... Saw someone flying. Oh, the silk hat was at the crime scene. How did he see the silk hat if the silk... What? Oh, wait, I have to press him first. You have to press him first. Okay. That hat, he shouldn't have been able to see that hat because the hat wasn't there. He saw the hat. He saw the hat. Are you sure about that? There is a contradiction, Your Honor. Come on, come on. Yes! You claim to have seen the exact same thing Most saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Yeah, Phoenix, Jesus. Read the room. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the Ringmaster's hat, right? Nuh-uh. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No! This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order! Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouths before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury to this court today? Well, no, I think he actually did see the... No, I think he does see... I thought he did see the hat. It was the bust. The bust. Grudge against masks. Perhaps it is because Acro has a grudge against the defendant, which is why he is trying to frame Max. Ow! Why me? What did I do? Never get your fat head in the way of a wimp bent on finding justice. Come on, how does that not get you held and kept? I'll never get an answer to that. Monsieur Phoenix Wright, I have no interest in your silly little theories. He has a grudge against the defendant, huh? You wouldn't happen to have proof of that? Well, that's the thing. But you do have proof. You do. Oh, I didn't get penalized? Acro. Ah, shit. It was all just a dream. Honestly, I have to agree with Von Karma. That is a dumb explanation. Acro's the real culprit. It's a bit too early to, like, point the finger. That's usually, like, the final thing he does, the finishing blow, the killing blow. But let's see where he's going with this. Your Honor! On this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's heart and mind. Oh, really? I thought you were just going to call me a clown. You are not a clown. You are the entire circus. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? I see no snarks. I use no smoke nor mirrors, Your Honor. If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost scary. He's got a poker face. Got an impressive poker face, I'll tell you that. Given that, he was staying rather calm and collected. Birdie! Mr. Dingley, do you have any response to the defendant's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up on myself, let alone leave the lodging house. I mean, he does have a point. This burden of proof would be on Phoenix, because he's making the accusations. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. Really? Phoenix would be a scary good prosecutor. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. We have to go to ludicrous speed. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix gets cancelled. Phoenix is a poopy head! See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. Hey, she just called us peanuts. Never mind, now I'm on Phoenix's side. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand over his own power. But what if he didn't have to stand? What if he dropped the bust on... But how would he get the bust? Because he can't go to the kitchen because this circus doesn't have this lodging house doesn't have a ramp. Which has to be a violation. Maybe the defense is planning on making a clown to counter this as well? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? I have a few ideas of who the accomplice could be. Of course he did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider possible accomplices. You don't say. Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you following into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, it seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Very well. Let's continue. Who, perchance, could happen to be Acro's accomplice? The monkey! You don't say. Uh-oh. Foundation. Wait, I didn't get penalized? I didn't get penalized for presenting a fucking monkey? I guess so. It's just like, I'm not even going to dignify that with a penalty, Phoenix. Like, what the fuck is wrong? What the actual fuck is wrong with you? It's Regina. But she was unwitting. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You didn't sing the song, did you? Let me start over. Let me... Oh. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. It was the monkey! No foundation. This person... Oh! So I did accuse him. I was right. The monkey... I just need to prove that the monkey took the... Damn it. Ugh, let's start over. I can do this, I can do this. Of course he did. It's impossible for Acro. You don't say. Oh, good. This is going to end well. Come on. It's the monkey. It has to be the monkey. You don't say. Uh-oh, this is suddenly looking very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? Oh, did you hear that? Hear what? The sound of nobody asking. Boo! The sound of you getting caught in your own trap. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation. Foundation. Yes, Mr. Wright. Ah, shit. Damn it, I don't have any... Okay, so it's not the monkey. It's Regina. Sorry, Regina. Okay, so that's not it. What happens if I just say he didn't? No, but he had to have an accomplice. He couldn't even get to the... Wait. How did he get here? If he was stuck on the 3rd floor? This could just be a red herring. Monkey. Let's see what happens if I say no. Not this time, Von Karma. Oh, it was supposed to say no. What? Look at that confidence. You're not gonna sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright?
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Although I still think the monkey helped him. Monkey definitely helped him.
Order! Order! What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm gonna have to prove how it all fits together. It's the monkey. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. He did it with the bust. Maximilian head bust. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. Can't stop now. If I stop attacking him, I'm boomed. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. I'm already talking like a baby. Alright, then let's do it. Go in baby mode. Mr. Phoenix Rat. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was executed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling?
Oh, he was in his room. After all, he couldn't leave. He was obviously here the entire time.
Acro's room?
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself because that house didn't have is just not handicap accessible. I move that we litigate that house. That can't be legal. That can't be legal. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
What? Are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling?
Poker face. It's an interesting theory. A game theory. That's it. Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Nice argument. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. He is in a wheelchair. There's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix, right? The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. No, he wasn't. That's true. No, he wasn't. Only a silhouette was.
And what else has a silhouette?
Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? Then again, I don't think anyone else knows about the bust, so that's gonna be... I can't wait to see the look on Karma's face when I bring out this bullshit evidence out of nowhere. But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask you a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. Like, yeah, a guy, killing a boss who he had a good relationship with and then fucking flying off from the scene of crime. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Paraplegic guy doing a murder? Nope, impossible. I refuse to believe that. I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? Head bust! If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this some serious thought. It's the head bust. He dropped it on like a Acme anvil. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. And he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. I have evidence. I'm going to present some evidence. The bust.
What's that? A picture?
It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bust?
It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy weapons guy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. When I was a kid and I first saw the Meet the Team videos of the TF2, I thought Heavy's real full name was Heavy Weapons Guy. First name Heavy, last name Weapons Guy. I am Heavy Weapons Guy. It's heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ah! Yes! The prestige! See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster! with the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. They did that on purpose. They did that. They knew it. They did that on purpose. Order! Order! Phoenix Wright, failing to beat the bisexual allegations.
So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster?
A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Well, Acro is an acrobat. Oh yeah, he should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges?
They're hardly charges. Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Objection and conjecture. Objection. Ow. I didn't even have time to read that.
I'd watch what I'd say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix, right?
What?
Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say?
Fun, Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony.
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond.
I feel like our roles are switched. Like a lot.
This defense's objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry,
because he hates you. Because everybody in this court hates you for some reason.
We need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. I won't listen to any low to win a case. You can't keep getting away with it. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. Why can't I change the text speed? Why can't I change the text speed, huh? It feels like it should be an option, a very important option. Whatever. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. I mean, like, I guess, there are the parts that, like, auto-skip, but, like, just have those parts stay the same speed, and have the parts that you can, like, you manually progress, have those have, like, a changeable speed. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Plus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Regina...
I have no doubts in regard to this witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stolen. It's shameful, really. Can't let it get to me. I've got to focus. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet.
So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window.
There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? I have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window.
That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the... Wait. It was in the cafeteria. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see below the window? Thus, there's no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Oh. I thought she said I wouldn't know the location of the bust. I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. How could he have... If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. That does make sense. If only could prove somehow. Prove that he could know the locations of the... That Echo knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there's no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head.
So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright?
Echo is strong enough to lift up the bust. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the ringmaster's head. Ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. That's the ticket, Nick. Show him what you got. Have to be careful. I'll find something that fits perfectly with the case. Don't remember us finding any sort of tool, but maybe we overlooked something. Impossible for me to know. Okay, it's gonna be a long shot. No. I'm just gonna use the monkey. Present the monkey on anything that sounds suspicious. Would have been impossible. No. Come on, let me think. The location. Impossible for you to know. But maybe you didn't. No. Impossible to know the location of the ringmaster's head. Picture the crime scene. No, not the Peppa. I have no clue. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. Lifting the bus and looking out of the window. I mean, there was a tuba in that,
The monkey could lift a tube. I think he could lift a bust. Like, I don't know how heavy bronze is. I'm sure we could, like, calculate the exact weight of the bust by, like, you know, taking the density of bronze and, like, the size of Max's head and real-life bust. But, I'm too lazy to do that. Location of the Ringmaster's head. I'm just grasping at straws at this point. Shots in the dark. Turn your thinking around. If he had known the location of the head... Either he used some kind of device, but I didn't find anything, except for the monkey. And, I highly doubt the box... The victim was carrying the box. That's... Wait, it was the crime scene photo? I have no idea where Phoenix is going with this. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the Ringmaster's head was gonna be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Monsieur Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over? The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? I just assumed that the victim was carrying it. Who? When Ben and company saw the Ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Oh. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. Okay, well, like, kind of hard to, like... How am I gonna deduce... How would you deduce that? Like, with, like, one line? Like, that... I have to admit, your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down... Oh, wait, that was Phoenix. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the Ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order! This is unbelievable! And nothing else from the trial is unbelievable? Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now we just gotta keep going. And there's only one way to go from here, forward. Tesla car when it sees a child. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to whip up some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix, right? Ow! Come on, the Ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made? Yeah, it's the kind of box you gotta lift with your legs. It takes your entire body to lift it. Of course, you would have to hunch down in order to pick it up. Indeed, it had the most peculiar feature. The weight of the box. The box has a remarkable weight. Wait, yes, 20 pounds. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this one box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. Wait, were all the choices the right one? To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. You never skip leg day. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Damn poker face. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. I may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? What? Now, I know that sounds bad. Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bus? Yeah, I remember. Of course I remember. This is where the monkey comes in. All right, I got you now, you fucker. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, God, this... Someone has to be fired for that. Or pay a hefty fine. Or both. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? I know, teacher, me. You see, Mr. Phoenix, right? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Gah! But, that's because I couldn't have any evidence to prove that there was an accomplice, you fucker. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here, but this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Okay. I got you now. The monkey! A monkey? I got you now, you fucking moron bitch. Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Ooh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. And my attorney badge. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. It was still pretty shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. What, you saying woman can't read, Phoenix? Misogynist? My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny. Also, bronze is shiny as long as you, buff it out. This bronze is very tarnished. It's green. But green bronze is pretty in its own unique way. Imagine like a bronze sword. It's completely green except for the edge, which is that bronze color. From the makers of Metal Mario, Gold Mario, and Pink Gold Peach comes Bronze Luigi, Green Bronze Luigi. Oh, I forgot. Silver Luigi, Green Bronze Luigi. Wah! Acro. Uranium-235 Luigi. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Roommate is a monkey. But monkeys can't pay rent. Order! Order! I said order! Miss Von Carter, where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. Ha 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 ha! Surprise evidence, motherfucker. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? It happened by chance, by happenstance. It happens, mans. It's possible. Maybe Acro saw money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. At least I don't use forged evidence. You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix, right? And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. Gah! There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That was just the bust. It was the bust. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime.
One was the victim, Russell Barrett, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix, right? Who was the murderer the clown saw?
It was the bust. It was the Max G bust. He saw Max's I asked who was the other person most on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. That's loaded question. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? How is that possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang on one off of the cards in the bust's hands.
Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Wait just a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree?
Not really.
Duh, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Could have been the monkey. Let's look at the picture, like, one more time. Both. Cloak. Yeah, it would have been Acro. I wonder, Mr. Phoenix, right? Didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So then how did this person get a hold of the cloak? Well... Ow. I miss Sedgeworth. Monkey. No. I mean, it could have been Max. No, he didn't. Dah.
Him? You are saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry?
Why would he frame him moments before his death? I'm missing something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust.
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
And what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all of this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time.
Alright, another dangan romp bum 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 ba da bum ba da bum. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. I'm not doing the dun 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 dun. I'm not doing that again. But then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. Fine, boom. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. Perhaps he was trying to protect Max, because Max was supposed to go there. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bus hit the victim, bonk. What the fuck? You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix, right? As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That's a crazy... That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. Larry Mo Curls. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up. I don't know why, but that cutscene, it, like, has... It's like something I'd seen in analog horror. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro! It could have only been you! Ugh. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale, but do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? I mean... evidence? The silk hat. In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Let me say first. Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder weapon. But there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Well, I can't exactly look at the court record. That's not a... Why isn't his testimony in the court record? Why isn't Mo's testimony in the court record? That should be... Like, they put April May's testimony in the court record, even though it was mostly lies. Why haven't... This entire time, we've never been able to look back at the testimonies. Hard proof. Why would there be pepper in the box? Has to be, right? But it's the... Come on, man! Fuck you. Ba. Contradiction in Mo's testimony. Hard proof. I don't remember most testimony, dude. Picture of the crime scene. If it's not the note, then what is it? Picture of the crime scene. Hat. The problem is Max's 3 symbols. It was the hat. Oh my god. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Why didn't we know that the ringmaster was wearing the silk hat? So then, why didn't Mo Curl see that? Why didn't he assume that Larry... He should have seen the hat. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses was the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of those contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? I don't remember with the contradictions. Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine. You got one. But what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnesses white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown says that there were no white roses. I'd like to just see Sean explains that one away. Can you do it, Nick? You can? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the incident when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? They would have been obscured. Or, do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Back side of the bust? The bust? Man, I want to bury my face in Max Galactica's bust. Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karm will finally throw in the towel. Oh, fuck. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that?
Notive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. He wasn't trying to kill the ringmaster. He was trying to kill Max. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. He was trying to kill either Max or Regina. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. Well, we do. There's no telling that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive.
It seems that this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingley's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
I would take that time to eat a food, but nah, we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. We're finishing the trial. Also, I hate editing. I hate stitching videos together with my editing software. It takes too long. Oh, I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is. And I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jameis, am I that hated?
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did?
Psst, psst, cough.
But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know.
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why.
Hey, pal! You gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Gumshoe, coming in at the 11th hour once again. Ah, Detective Gumshoe.
Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways.
Now, Detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk.
How about a card trick, Detective?
Well, if you insist.
Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it?
Here you go.
Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yup, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later.
Oh, it was the rag, I remember. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? Fuck her!
That's why this is our secret.
Huh?
Look, details are on a need-to-know basis. We're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up till now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion.
Final plans?
Uh-huh. That reminds me. I got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it, and that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here.
What did he mean by that? The very end part. I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me.
Oh, one more thing.
Ah, don't scare me like that.
It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant.
What? For me?
It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it before it all spoils.
An entire dairy's worth of milk for me?
Wait, that's what dairy mean? Dairy refers to like a production, like the place that produces milk? That's what dairy means? Milk products. Dairy. Milk production. Why milk? You ever notice how all the bad guys drink milk? All the villains, they drink milk.
Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off.
I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit his crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingley.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Finally got to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Don't ask questions you aren't prepared to know the answer to!
Gulp. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. Of the Berry Big, so you just gonna bring me a birthday gift on my birthday to my birthday party on my birthday with a birthday gift? I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life.
You're such a thoughtful young man.
As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem.
You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there?
I have a right to cross-examine. Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? Because he wasn't... This might be my last chance to answer that question. I'll cross-examine. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Don't talk to me about caring about justice, much forged evidence, stolen evidence, fucker. I'm gonna... We? Yes, my brother Sean and I.
What? You have a brother?
How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4.
Your parents were very cruel, weren't they?
Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Berry Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looked like. Quick, Maximilian Galactica, tell us about your father's death. Tell him... Ow! No clanning cut. Let's keep going.
The witness may proceed with his testimony.
That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. Sweet home Alabama! The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had.
What about other people at the circus?
This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know. He seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult.
So then how long have you been a performer?
What do you think, Nick? This cross-examination was a trap. Just keep going. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. 2 people's not a group yet. We called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. It's nearly a household. Do you know what a dingleberry is? I've even heard of them in German. Liar! The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus.
You are truly a remarkable young man.
The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. And how did you repay him? Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow. Ow, wow, wow. No matter how I look at it, no way I could see this witness ever taken. Ah! So what, do I lose? Do I fucking lose? Because I fell into the trap. I was trying to end up... I think that will be enough for now. Exactly right, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I'd just like to know.
Overwrite the selected data. Yes, I can. Leo. Tell me that's not... Okay. Okay, I got this, I got this, I got this. Regina Berry. He hates Regina. You know, let's just try not doing this. I don't have evidence yet. No, I can't. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Echo killed the Ringmaster is something that can't be proven.
What?
That's because Acro had no reason to kill the Ringmaster at all.
Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools are so foolhardily foolish! Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not?
I believe it was. This is the real killer of Russellberry Ringmaster. I didn't say that. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right.
The end of things?
Acro, you didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night.
What did you just say?
I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russellberry to begin with.
What? Order! Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Rat, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else?
Yes, I am. He was trying to kill Regina. I think.
Regina Berry? This young girl is the Ringmaster's daughter, correct?
Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? Right. Or I guess, through proxy of money, the monkey put that note in her. He wanted her to show up at the lodging house that night.
You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question.
He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it.
That's it, oh, Mr. Phoenix Rat? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to out. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself.
Okay.
Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Rat. Show me evidence.
No!
I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry.
I can do that.
Me too. I demand to see some proof.
Although there are multiple pieces of evidences that, like, it could be the line, but it could also be the rag. It could also be the scarf. It could be the abadi. Oh, I know. The note. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the Ringmaster's tailcoat.
Inside the victim's tailcoat?
The Ringmaster was protecting his daughter. Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m.
So you're saying that he called Russellberry with that note?
Yes, but there's just one little problem.
Problem?
Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the Ringmaster.
You mean?
It wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note intended for was none other than Regina Berry.
Order! 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 Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours...
It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board.
That's when her father, I mean the ringmaster, saw the note?
That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina.
That's incredible.
Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bus and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was.
I got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza.
And that's when he let the bust fly.
Hey, Nick.
Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it.
Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Foolishly fool with foolish ideas of foolish tomfoolery.
I am not a tomfool.
You are so foolish, you even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix, Wright. If you're so sure, then tell me about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place.
Yes? What about that line?
Well, if the note was meant for Regina Barry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Barry is a murderer.
You just don't get it, do you?
What? What did you just say?
The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza in place of his lovely daughter.
Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time.
Moron! Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case?
It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago.
Really, Nick?
I think so.
Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note?
It's the pepper.
I know I'd certainly like to know what it is.
If I can't answer that question, the judge is gonna think I'm bluffing. Pepper.
That's what... It wasn't the lion's fault. It was the pepper. The pepper... The bat was carrying pepper. The pepper made the lion sneeze, and it bit down.
It could be the pepper.
Achoo! Achoo! Achoo!
Wait, was I right?
Achoo! Achoo!
What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix, Wright?
It isn't a joke at all. It's a prank. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Barry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
No. Taking the note into account, it's the only logical conclusion you can draw.
Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix, Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Barry's intended victim?
First of all, it wasn't... I still choose to believe it was an accident.
Who is this?
That is Acro's younger brother.
What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead.
Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead.
Bite of 87.
Regina, she did that to him?
Unintentionally.
Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Shong Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
A lion?
Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack and nose a human. Exactly, was the next one. They wouldn't understand, they come on. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. Exactly. Come on, Phoenix. Say exactly. Say what.
So then, what happened to Echo's brother?
He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see.
Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think that what happened to Bat was actually an accident?
Come on. Faith. I suppose it was truly an accident. It's essential that a man knows when to give up, Mr. Phoenix, right?
It's impossible to prove Miss Mary's involvement in a murder attempt, isn't it?
It was an accident, though. An instigant in a line to attack. Who ever heard of something like that? I just think that the defense claimed this was conclusive evidence. Oh, going dark. A small bottle of pepper. A lion. What's their connection? What's the matter, Nick? I figured it out! Wow, it was right in front of my nose the entire time! Pun intended. Your Honor, wait!
What is it?
The lion biting bat was no accident at all! Oh, come on.
What?
You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix, right? There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite back his brother Bat. It's the pepper, right?
That's just a scarf.
Acro. But why would Regina do that? This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him.
Regina?
There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor.
And what might that be?
Pepper. It was just supposed to be a prank. He was just trying to make Bat sneeze.
Pepper?
Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment?
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a...
You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? It was an accident! God forbid women do anything.
Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that?
It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix, right? Wasn't it says that the lion seemed to be smiling? It wasn't a smile, it was a sneeze.
Smiling? The lion was smiling?
Right before Bat was bit by the lion, for a moment the lion's mouth changed and it looks like he was smiling. It's you.
Lion smile?
I've never heard of them smiling, however. Lion sneeze.
Whoa.
Leon wasn't trying to bite. Leon wasn't trying to Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. Was that the bite of an unfortunate spring lock incident? He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf.
What? You fool!
Was that the bite of 87? I think it was the bite of 87.
You've got to be kidding me!
Oh wait, that was the judge.
What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
I object, for objection's sake.
Mr. Phoenix, right, this theory, you believe it?
Habib, you really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke as you put it. which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina.
You foolish idiot!
It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect that it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true?
Acro. You don't mean. You can't mean. Witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim?
Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Like semen. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory.
What would that problem be?
The same problem it's always been. Evidence. I've shown evidence. If I had dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves the claim? Well, I didn't find a rope.
You mean the conclusive evidence?
The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon.
The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes.
Yes, it would be. This bust. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something. This is the last step. If I get one right, the case is won. The defense requests to search the room of the witness, Ken Dingling. What is it now? It looks like you still haven't figured things out, have you?
I burned Ken's room with the chemical factory! Oh ho ho ho!
But now you must know the opinion of Von Karma Total Justice.
You mean?
Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. Oh my god. We already searched Acro's room yesterday, and we burned the bust at the chemical factory.
What did you find?
There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. She could have easily just hid it. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. Ha ha ha. It looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But, what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. But we'd already proven that it couldn't have been Max, right? We've already proven that it couldn't have been Max. So even if I, fail to indict Acro, what are they gonna do?
Well, I guess I find the defendant guilty of using telekinesis to use the head bust to kill the
bust. Where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. That's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? I'm gonna fucking die.
It seems this case is coming to a close.
No!
The defense's counterarguments look to have fallen short.
No! Thank you for your support. No! No! That I lose? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright.
I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness.
Hold it! Deus Ex Machina. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just spit my tongue. Yeah, I know that.
What? We need time to do what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aunt, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me?
Gosh.
The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up till now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose.
Very well. The defense may proceed.
Tightrope. He has a tightrope. That's how he... He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim. The only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Bax's bust now? You know, that's a silly answer, so I'm going with that. Somewhere in this courtroom. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom.
It's obviously where?
Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The prosecutor is hiding it. It's, under the prosecutor's bench!
Miss Von Karma!
Ow! Ah, fuck!
Don't think you're...
Nick, get up, Nick! I lost, didn't I? Nick, are you okay? Who is this girl? This is no time for me to lose my yeah, that's not until later. Does this... I still don't get it. Does this happen before or after the first episode? Okay, so it's not the prosecutor. Maybe it is still in the courtroom. The witness took it with him. It's lodged in his shoulder because he was shot with a gun. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket, because it seems to me that it'd be really to, say, hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it. In the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. Fuck you.
You fool! How could you?
Hey, don't feel too bad, Von Karma. You got to prosecute Acro when he stands trial. You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What?
There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search in my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. I burned them in the chemical factory! Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust? Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you?
I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court, hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma.
It all makes sense now.
I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. It wasn't Von Karma, it was Gumshoe. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't.
I can't believe it.
Me. Make a mistake?
Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But you were blinded by grief and anger. But I just couldn't forgive her no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. It's grief. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. Just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. She's 16. She's a sheltered kid. It's not her fault. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful.
So are you saying that you are a victim in all this as well?
No, that's not what I mean. Oh, dude. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up, but I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet.
This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. This whole court is a circus.
Yep. Can you say that on record?
You can't. You beat me again.
Did you say that under oath? You guys, I think she just called herself an idiot under oath.
I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict.
Whew.
This court is adjourned.
Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to.
Many congrats, but only at max 1,000,000 of them.
Thank you.
What's with the vibe in this room?
I'm just thinking about Acro.
No. To me, heaven has to be like a cross between a phoenix wrap and chicken Winnigish, because I could have a leg in one hand and a beer in the other. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy.
Huh? He's been like this for a while now.
It's all my fault.
Oh, don't cry.
Sweetie pie.
But at Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up.
No, it's not like that.
I miss my family. Oh, that's a bit farther than I want to go.
Regina,
Mr. Wright, tell me something.
I better say, because it's like, I gotta show some evidence to make her feel better. What do you want to know, Miss Gina?
Akko said something right at the end.
I just couldn't up and leave yet.
Does that mean that Akro... Is he gonna try and get his revenge on me?
I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. You're cute.
Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that?
Yep, Akro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore.
If that's true, then I want to see some evidence.
Okay. Okay. Just... Why didn't he... His brother, right? Akko didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again.
Yeah.
That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know.
I never knew that.
But now that Akko's been caught... You'll have to be there for him.
I know.
Huh?
I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Akro again.
That's so sweet of you, Regina. See, I knew you're pure of heart. Your heart is pure good.
I'm sorry, Akro. I'm sorry, Bat.
Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. She's 16, she's still growing, she's still learning.
Hey, Max!
What is it, Whoa?
We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. Yeah, sorry for testifying against you and almost getting you put in jail for life. Or worse, the death penalty. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract.
I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's the matter? What's going to happen to the circus now?
That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he?
Yeah, protecting his daughter. Giving you your blessing to marry her. Should have been bad, though.
Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus this world has ever seen.
Hey, if you really want to get the best circus the world has ever seen.
Don't laugh.
That's quite the goal.
Yay, I can't wait.
Then I guess that changes things.
Huh?
There's only one thing that the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen.
Max.
Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. What can I say except you're welcome?
Regina, you're gonna help him out too, are you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus will be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Exactly, it's just you three now. And also Ben and Trilo, the ventriloquist.
Wow.
Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry.
Max.
Nick! It seems like everything is gonna turn out alright here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm gonna order special whoopee cushion seats. That's all, folks.
Ah, fuck. What made the case?
Yesterday surprised Wright. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. He's talking to Edrith. You had it all figured out, didn't you?
It was just a theory. If Echo really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney.
You mean
Mr. Wright?
I knew it. Come on. Come on. Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back.
It's him! It's our boy! It's our boy! I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my god. This is getting better. Because now I don't have to voice clowns anymore.